to my life skills channel. Have you heard these days there is a talk going on about a ring? You must be thinking this is the diamond, gold or any other gem. But this is not that sort of a ring. This is a Samsung wellness wearable. When you wear this ring, this tracks your heartbeat, your blood flow, and to know all those things you need to learn a little technical skill to monitor that on an app. But what happens if you don't have, although the technology is smart, but if you don't have willingness to learn a little skill, then what will happen? You can't get the benefit, isn't it? That's why my today's topic is skill and willingness. Hello, I'm Nandini Das, academician, author and citizen journalist. So, to have a skill, you need, two ways you need to have your willingness. One, you need to have a willingness to learn a new skill. Again, number two is when you have a skill, but if you don't have willingness, then you can't apply it. So both ways you need to have willingness to have or use a skill. Now what to do? I will, as I always do, briefly talk about what is a skill, what is a willingness, then I'll tell you 6 type of skills, then I'll tell you 3 ways how we use skill, then I'll tell you about, coming to the willingness, 5 ways how you can nurture your willingness. In the end, I'll tell you 3 benefits of having willingness to use your skill. So let's come to what is a skill. The skill is when you invest your enthusiasm, your time, your capital or other resources to gain some knowledge, to acquire some knowledge, and use that, and you use that a way that you know in a calculative way you can get the result out of that. That is a skill. Suppose painting is skill. You invest some amount of time, your willingness, then other resources, paint other resources, then you practice some days, then you can become a painter or dancer or singer or any other skill. Now you know what is a skill. Then what is willingness? Willingness is an individual, when an individual has the quality of being prepared to do certain thing, to learn something, the quality of preparedness, right? It's not always you're lethargic, you're lazy, or you don't want to do, or always you have something negative talk. It's not like that. It is preparedness, that is your willingness. Now coming to the skills. Actually skills, there are n number of skills, isn't it? You can learn many things, but now here I am telling you 6 type of skills, almost all comes under that. So let's start with number 1, life skill. What every week I'm talking with you about life skills, and all, it includes everything, how important it is, that. So I needn't talk more about that. Then number 2 is your job skill. Job skill needs 2 things. One is hard skill, another is soft skill. 2 things you need at your job. Then number 3 is your organizational skill. What is organizational skill? That means the infrastructure, the system, how the organization runs, how you run it properly, operate it properly, that is organization skill. Number 4 is leadership skill. Again, leadership skill is, it is extremely vast, isn't it? But now I'll tell you in a nutshell, to become a leader, you should be an example. Not only you are doing lip service, but whatever you are saying, you are doing that, then that you are becoming an example for other people. That is your leadership skill. Now coming to number 5 is transferable skill. What is transferable skill? Transferable skill means you have the expertise, you have the experience, but you don't have a certificate about that thing. So that is transferable skill. I have already a video on it. I'll give the link in the description. You can watch that. And number 6 is of course technical skill. Just we started with this technical skill, no, from small to big technical skill always we need. Now coming to how we use these skills, 3 ways we use these skills. Number 1 is upskill. What is upskill? Upskilling means learning a new skill, that is upskill. Number 2 is reskilling. Reskilling means you have already learned a new skill, but when something better comes, another new skill comes, that what you have to do, you have to again to become relevant, to be better in your craft, you need to learn again. So that is reskilling. For instance, these days, no matter you are in which profession, but all people they want to learn prompt engineering, right? So how to give the command, the prompt, that is prompt engineering. So this is reskilling. Now coming to number 3 is learn and unlearn. Your upskilling is learning, when you are learning, but as I said that when something new comes, what you have to unlearn whatever you learned before, and you have to reskill something new. So micro learning is an important part of this learn and unlearn process. I have a video on this topic, micro learning. Even I'll give the link in the description, you can watch that. So now you know that we can make it more, it will take more time. So basically you know that what is skill. Now coming to your willingness. As willingness is your preparedness, you have that quality, you nurture that quality to be prepared. So what else, what are the characteristics you need to nurture your willingness? Number 1 characteristic is, first is you should have enthusiasm to learn something. That should come from inside, not from outside, right? So that is number 1. Then number 2 is you should have dedication. To have a willingness, you should be dedicated, right? Then number 3 is you should be adaptive. To have willingness means you should be adaptive. And then number 4 way how you can nurture your willingness is you should be flexible, right? And number 5 is you should have gratitude in you. So number 1 is enthusiasm, 2 is adaptive, 3 is your flexibility, 4 is your your gratitudeness, and you have to practice all those things. Then you can nurture your willingness to do certain things, right? When you have the skill and willingness, that makes you a rounded person, and that gives you the fruitful result. So number 1 result, the fruitful result or benefit what you will get when you have both skill and willingness, number 1 is you eradicate the resistance. What is the resistance? Resistance is 2 types, one from inside and another from outside. When you want to learn a skill, or you have a skill and you don't have willingness, what happens? Your inside resistance tells you that, oh no, suppose it is too cold, I can do this, or no, it is, I can't, I am not able to do this, right? This is your inner resistance, I am not capable to do this. Then outer resistance is many things. Many people, they don't want, maybe that is jealousy, or that is their ignorance, or that is not, there are many things. So anyway, you know that this is the resistance. When you have both skill and willingness, means willingness to have the skill, then you will eradicate the resistance. Number 2 is when you have willingness and skill, what you can do, you will properly use your time and the resources available. And number 3 is, of course, when you have both willingness and skill, then you will achieve your goal. So I hope this life skill, this is really beneficial for you, important for you. So you use this skill and your willingness, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel, and see you soon. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.